today's look is the Adele inspired look from her new video, Hello. Obviously she's well known for her neutral eye with the flick and nude lip and very strong contour, which is still quite subtle but very minimal shimmer. So I hope you enjoy the video, and please bear with me, it is my first so it might not be all technologically great, but I hope you enjoy, and any more requests please let me know, and I hope you subscribe. So here I'm applying my primer, which is the Arbonne primer. Very silky, very smooth, applying it all over the face, patting it everywhere I can get it, not rubbing it in though. I think I'm looking for my concealer here. There we go, MAC Studio Fix Concealer. Just applying that. I've got quite a few blemishes, I've been very stressed lately, so I've been breaking out quite a bit. Next is an Arbonne foundation. Now this isn't really my go-to foundation, this is more my daytime wear foundation. I don't know what that cheesy smile is for. Beauty Blender Fix Plus, the usual. This foundation is alright for kind of dry skin or kind of blemish-free skin. I wouldn't really use this on a night out as such because the coverage isn't full enough for me, and as you can see my blemishes are still quite visible. But for the daytime, for a dewy kind of glowing look, it's great. And I know it looks a bit different to my neck there, but that's it. MAC Studio Plus foundation, powder in NC41. Just applying that all over. This obviously sets the foundation and also adds a bit more coverage as it's a powder foundation. A MAC Paint Pot Soft Ochre to use as a primer or a base for my eyeshadow. Just applying that all over and then rubbing it in with your finger. Here is some brow powder actually. This is very exciting. This is my own branded brow powder that I've brought out. This is actually available to buy in my studio and very soon on my website. So I know a lot of YouTubers and makeup artists tend to do the brows first, but I like to get my base on there with my foundation, and then there, as you can see, got a bit too heavy handed, but with this brow powder, because it's so versatile and light, you could just brush it away, blend it away and start again. Some medical tape actually. I prefer this to masking tape as it isn't as tight on the skin, and obviously being medical tape I'm sure it's safe as well, putting in your eyes and on your face. So using this to create a winged outlook, because I'm terrible usually, trying to get them both even on each side, make sure they are. Make sure they go towards your brow and are central on both sides. A highlight, which of course is Nylon by MAC, firm favourite. This is a product I would usually use to do my brow bone as well when highlighting, but again for this look Adele doesn't really have too much shimmer going on, so I've left that this time. So this is the Melt Dark Matter Stack, and I believe I'll be using the colour Unseen with a morph brush. This is just going all over your socket, blending it in with the inner corner highlight so it's not as distinct. Concentrating the product to the outer corner. This is Blur, which is again in the stack, and using that a bit higher up to blend into the crease and to create more of a gradient rather than a harsh line. Just blend, 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 and with that colour I'm applying it with a MAC 224 brush. And repeating on the other side with the base colour first, concentrating the majority of the product into the outer corner. Because Adele's look is quite neutral, with the eyeshadows you can get, quite messy because it's not really going to be that distinctive, it's not going to be very obvious. These are very shade, neutral colours, very similar to my skin tone. This is Cocoa Bear by Geek. Now this is just to define the crease a little bit more. This is a morph brush, and I'm just accentuating the crease of my eye by defining it with a denser brush and pushing the product into that outer outer socket. Then going over with blur, just to blend everything back out again, so there are no harsh lines. It's all very smooth and polished. Now here comes the tricky part, gel eyeliner, which I'm just putting onto my brush now. In gel line here. It's not my favourite, to be honest. I find it quite difficult to work with. My favourite gel eyeliner is Inglot, but I thought I'd use something which was more accessible for everyone to purchase. This is just an angled liner brush. I have used, not an angled, sorry, a fine eyeliner brush, but as you can see, it's bent on an angle. I prefer the angled brush, which is similar to a brow brush, but I wanted again to do this with a different brush to show you how easy it is to achieve it with the tape. I'm quite heavy-handed, so having the tape there really does save my bacon, to be honest. The trick with this look is as well, the liner needs to be perfect. So take your time, practice, that's what the tape is there for. And because it's thick, you can get away with, you know, if you do take it a bit too high, if you do, you know, accidentally put the product somewhere you shouldn't, you just extend the thickness of the liner there. Now what I like to do is just take a black pencil and fill in my inner waterline at the top there, just so there are no gaps. And then Adele has gorgeous big sultry eyes, so I'm just putting a nude eyeliner into my lower waterline to open up my eyes. Just a bit of mascara. This is Tarte's Lights Camera Action, I think it is. Lights Camera Lashes, sorry, mascara. Fantastic mascara, love this a lot. Now a lot of you can leave this look here if you want, but I will be adding lashes later. As you can see, the tape there creates that perfect wing, and any fallout goes onto the tape and not your eyes. Creamy concealer. I like this concealer. To be fair, I think there are better ones out there, but again, this is a cult product really, so I thought I'd use it for this look. So I just extend all that downwards towards my cheekbones, and then I'm using a Lumiere Twitch pen from L'Oreal, which I think is a perfect dupe for MAC's Light Boost. Again, this product is something that's available on the high street, so I wanted to make this video accessible for all. Just highlighting my face where the light would naturally hit, and the reason I'm putting the illuminator under my cheekbones is so that it will allow the contour to be more prominent and to stand out a bit more. Just using a flat concealer brush and being very careful towards the flick. Don't want to smudge that out. Just blending everything in. You don't have to be too neat at this point, as I will go back over it with the Micro Mini Beauty Blender. Side, and be very careful towards the flick. As you can see there, I've taken a bit too high there, no problem, just blend it out. Here we go with the Damp Beauty Blender and a bit of Fix Plus, going over all those areas. Beauty Blender just allows everything so flawlessly to just blend. This is the Kat Von D Shade and Light Palette. I'm using the yellow colour to just set the highlighted areas. If you ever find that your concealer or your eyeliner or mascara seems to end up all underneath your eyes, then make sure you are setting it with a powder. It doesn't have to be a highlighting powder, it can be a plain powder. Here is the Real Techniques contour brush, and I'm using the middle shade in the Kat Von D palette here to create that contour. I like to do a cream contour usually, but because Adele's is quite soft, I didn't want it to be extreme and to complicate the video. That's something for next time maybe. Here I'm using a thin pencil brush and using that same shade to define my nose. If you look at the album cover photo of Adele, her nose looks amazing. I don't know if it's contouring, I don't know if it's lighting, I don't know what it is, but the shape and the illumination and definition in that, it's amazing. Here I'm using a stippling brush to blend everything out. Now I tend to do this all over my face because it gets rid of any of the harsh lines that we've got from either the powder or the concealer or the bronzer. Here I'm just going across the jawline and on my forehead again to contour those areas a little bit more. Circular motions with a stippling brush, because this tends to create the most natural look, and then on the cheeks I'm doing it in an upwards motion. Using a flat fluffy brush to just blend out the contour on my nose. I prefer to do it with my finger as well on this look, but again because it's so defined, I felt like it needed some. Now I'm just using a flat, I think this might have been a brow brush actually, but a straight or flat or even pencil brush will achieve the same effect. I'm just going under my waterline, not inside the waterline, and that's where we have the nude liner. I'm just going around the edges with Cocoa Bear from Geek, the same shadow we used to define the crease. I'm just blending out a bit of the inner corner highlight as I felt it was a bit strong. That is Gingerly by MAC. It's quite a neutral colour. I'm not going to do the apples on the cheek. All I'm doing is extending this across the bronzer and up my cheekbones again to define them a little bit more. In the photo, Adele doesn't really have much colour, and I don't think she's a big fan of colour on her cheeks. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills contour powder palette. I'm using the middle shade here again with a flat top kabuki brush just to extend my contour a bit more. Next are Pure and Pose lashes. These are in Dream Doll. Fantastic lashes. I actually retail these in store and I will be soon on my website. These are Siberian mink lashes and they are strip lashes, which means you can get up to 25 uses out of them. Just applying my glue there. Bit of mascara, again this is Light Camera Lashes, just on my bottom lashes, again to open out the eye. You can see already how much of a difference that makes. It doesn't have to be a lot, you don't have to have spider legs, but it does help define your eye. Now I have got Whirl by MAC lip liner. Just filling in my whole lip with that pencil and going around my luckily for me I don't really have to overdraw the lips. I think if I did that I might look a bit ridiculous. Now this is a lovely lipstick, the nude one from Arbonne. It's called Magnolia. Sold out all the time, so I was very pleased to get my hands on this. Very creamy lipstick, very wearable. And with the Whirl liner underneath, it does kind of add a bit more dimensions. It would be a bit too pale for me, I think, without that colour underneath. Now, just very, very subtle shimmer. I'm actually using Kiko Cosmetics eyeshadow here, which is meant to be a dupe for MAC's Whisper of Guilt. I haven't gone anything too crazy because I know Adele obviously isn't too shimmery. Excuse my brows here, I know they need doing, but this is me filling in the rest of my brows. I prefer to do this, like I said, at the end of the look, because then I can see how much work that needs to go into them. But obviously, if you want to do it a different way, that's totally fine. I'm lucky to have quite full brows, so I can get away with doing mine at the end without much work. Just filling in any gaps again with my magic powder, which is available to buy now. So good to use. You can just blend it with your finger if you felt like you applied too much. Just applying a little bit of brow gel on there, or clear mascara if that's what you've got. And that is the final look. very much. Please subscribe.